Okay, here we go. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another live edition of From the Chair. We'll be with you in just a couple of minutes. Tonight on the podcast, we are going to be talking about wrestling news, the stuff on John Moxley, the stuff on CM Punk, and why our host, Ethan Nas, had a crush on the Power Rangers. All that and so much more coming up on this action-packed edition of From the Chair. Let's just ponder a thought real quick while we're waiting. Why did Nathan like the Power Rangers so much? Maybe that's the color dress he's going to wear in August when he has to wear a dress to the Mariners game. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're about ready to go live. I know I'm ready. I've been ribbing Nathan all day. This is the new side of me. So we'll be ready in 30 seconds.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to From the Chair. How's everybody doing today? Pat, how are you doing today?
I'm doing really good.
Tony, how are you doing today?
I'm doing just fine there, Nathan. But let me talk to you. You know, we're going to find out a lot of things tonight about this host of ours on this podcast. Why he had a crush on the Pink Power Ranger. Why he thinks MJF was in the right throwing vodka on a little kid. Why he's going to wear a pink dress with white polka dots to the Mariners game. So much and so much more on this edition. How are our two fans going tonight that are watching us live? And yes, I'm going into total heel mode tonight. So.
Yes, I know one of them is a lady named Case. I know one of our viewers is a lady named Kay Smith. How are you doing today, Kay? And sorry, we won't have anything on yet. Maybe I'll throw something in at the end just for you. But so let's talk about the breaking news today on Renee Good or Renee Paquette, whatever you for her show on the oral sessions, I guess it's just a session now. She had her husband John Moxley, and John Moxley said that when the CM Punk, Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, he wasn't under contract and could have walked out of AEW, much like Punk did at Money in the Bank, with the AEW championship and showed up in WWE at SummerSlam. The reason he said he didn't do that was because he is always very loyal to AEW, and he has shown that in the past. Your guys' thoughts?
I know Moxley's just a talker, and he would never leave AEW, but that would have been kind of cool if he actually did actually pull a CM Punk and leave. But, then it would have been more like a Medusa or Alundra Blaze when she walked over to Nitro and threw the championship belt in the garbage.
So you're thinking he would have threw the belt in the garbage?
No, not Moxley. Not Moxley. He would have went over and unified the titles against Roman Reigns and walked out the best world champion of all time.
Boy, I'd like to be at the negotiating table if that happened with Tony Khan and Vince McMahon. Or Triple H.
There wouldn't have to be a negotiation. John Moxley went in, beat Roman Reigns, took off with the titles. He's a free agent. He can do whatever the hell he wants to do.
Sorry for buffering. It's an old building. Then, there we go. We're all back. Then, let's get to the MJF thing. Because, first of all, I didn't say he was in the right throwing the drink in the kid's face. I'm saying that he, in his defense, vodka looks a lot like water. So if he just picked up the cup and threw the cup in the kid's face and just saw the clear liquid in the cup, he could have easily thought that was water. If you're going to blame anybody, you might want to blame the arena for selling such hard liquor at the event. And I can't tell you how much that pains me for defending MJF, but it's just the way I feel. Pat, your thoughts?
Now that you put it that way, and myself selling quite a bit of that at where I work, I could see where he could have mistaken it for water.
Tony, your thoughts?
Doesn't vodka have a distinct smell, you guys? I mean, come on, really? You're telling me MJF mistakenly made this vodka? He mistakenly made it for water? Come on, man. Are you guys full of beans? There's a distinct odor. Alcohol.
Well, yes, but to be fair, he didn't stick his nose down in it. I'm not saying he was right, and I'm not saying he should have thrown the water or the vodka or whatever in the kid's face. You should never throw anything into a kid's face.
My personal opinion is he should have been fined and suspended and stripped of the AEW World Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah, I do agree with that one too, because that is a conduct on becoming a champion. And therefore, he should have been stripped and fined and suspended. I agree with that, Tony.
So
what I'm saying is what he did was not appropriate. But he should have been able to tell the difference.
So okay, let's play that out a little bit. If he was stripped, who would you have given the belt to? Because I don't think they would have given it back to Moxley. They had already done that a couple of times with Punk screwing up.
The way I would do it I would have put it up in a casino battle royal.
Well, wasn't that during the 60-man Iron Man match? Am I
Yes.
thinking of the same match? Yeah, it was the 60-man Iron Man match. Well, of course, there's your winner right there, Bryan Danielson. He should have been handed the title right then and there, and they should have fired MJF or stripped him, suspended him, and sent him home right away and awarded the belt to Bryan Danielson. That's my personal opinion. That's what Tony Khan should have did.
You know, that's a valid point. The way that you just
it is a big valid point.
and then you know, I guess, you know, the more I look at that from that perspective, he did kind of like skate across it because the only thing he gave the kid that got the vodka thrown in his face was the chance to meet Powerhouse Hobbs and some signed memorabilia, and then to the show in Sacramento.
And to be honest, that wasn't even Tony Khan's idea. That was the late great Brody Lee's wife's idea to do that to the kid. That wasn't even Tony Khan or management's idea. I mean, come on, people, really? You're gonna let your world champion do that? If that was WWE, you wouldn't know where that would have happened. They would have been fired.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I would have forced MJF to defend that title in a second match that night.
Well,
Against
it's like
Powerhouse Hobbs.
but it's against what it's like Tony said. What I mean, you would just give it to Bryan Danielson.
But I wasn't quite finished with my thought on that.
Oh, sorry.
Powerhouse Hobbs versus MJF versus Daniel Bryanson.
Why does Powerhouse Hobbs get a chance at the world title? He had nothing to do with that match. He just happened to be the kid's favorite wrestler, and he cashed in on a chance to make the kid happy.
True.
Powerhouse Hobbs, in my personal opinion, is a thief. He stole Wardlow's. He had his cronies going, steal all of Wardlow's clothes, his passport, his clothes, his title, everything, and he calls himself a champion.
Yeah, I see your point on that, Tony, and yeah, I don't agree with the way he became a champion.
And seriously, QT Marshall, you could do better than the TMZ ripoff that you're doing with this QT TV. At least when WWE did the GTV, which was supposed to be Goldust, they went like backstage and showed you some stuff.
I mean, for goodness sake, Sami Callihan's version of that was even better.
Which one? The Solomon Crow or the one he did in Impact?
The one he did in Impact.
Fair enough. And as far as Aaron, I mean, he hasn't been the same since he broke up with Bayley.
Well, I guess that's what happens, and proves my point from last night when I was speaking with you guys. I guess Bayley isn't that hot if she can't keep such a nice guy like Aaron Solo.
Okay, if we're going down that road, did you guys see Bayley's hair last night? It looked like she barely got out of bed or something, and just like
she looked like she stuck it in a light socket.
I kind of not try to look at Bayley. Bleh.
I mean, every week it has she has to interrupt somebody.
I mean, as
And
you guys can probably tell, I'm trying out a new persona tonight. What do our viewers think? Should I stay in heel or should I go back to the fun-loving guy that I normally am? I don't want any lip from you, Nos.
Well, you're getting it anyway. You played this game. Well, I know one person that's liking it is Kay because she's not in the comments on the live stream, but she's sending me personal comments like crazy over what we're talking about. So, and there she is again. So to thank you for that, we should say something about Rhea Ripley because she's a huge Rhea Ripley fan.
now that I look back at what we discussed about Rhea going up against Charlotte, I'm changing my prediction on that match.
Well, good thing you're allowed to. The only one that's not allowed to is Mr. Nos here that's going to be wearing a dress as of Friday because he can't get the Battle Royal correct.
I'm going to have to go with Rhea Ripley because she's more hungrier. She's more determined. And 3, she's going to beat the total crap out of Charlotte.
Did you guys hear that Charlotte wants to face Dominic after WrestleMania?
Yeah, because she wants to slap the taste out of his mouth.
Yeah, for that promo he said on a couple of SmackDowns back when he brought up Andrade.
Yep. And speaking of that match, I actually see something going down where, yeah, again, I kind of have to agree with Tony on this. It's going to end up most likely going to be Ray's match against Dominic's career.
Well, yeah, I see that happening too.
However, I see a lot of interference in that match.
But I think I know what's going to happen. I think what WWE right now, though, is in the Rhea Ripley Charlotte Flair match. Why haven't they had Rhea Ripley or Charlotte Flair wrestle in any of the matches leading up to WrestleMania?
Because they're trying to build that match up so Rhea can take it.
How do you build it up when you don't have somebody wrestle?
Rhea has been wrestling.
Not in the last few weeks, she hasn't. She's just been walking out with
She wrestled last Friday. I think she wrestled against one of the Collateral one member of the Collateral Damage. She wrestled Bailey.
Yeah, you're right. My mistake.
However, Charlotte Flair has not been wrestling.
Yeah, the last match she had was against Sonya Deville, like 4 weeks back for the SmackDown Women's Championship.
Yep. And that is where I had to change my prediction. And that
wow, man, you're going back and forth so much on this.
But like going back to the Mysterio Dominic match, and I have to put it that way because I can't say Mysterio because it doesn't sound right.
Yeah.
I do see a lot of interference in that match.
Right.
On both sides. And the one that's going to cost Rey Mysterio.
So you think somebody's going to interfere?
The one person that I think is going to cost Mysterio the match is Mysterio's arch enemy, and he's not signed with anybody, I believe. And that is Chavo Guerrero.
Chavo's running his own school
Yeah, but if I
in
know
I
Chavo, he's
believe
going to
with
attend.
Alberto Del Rio.
If I know Chavo, he's going to attend the Hall of Fame to watch Ray get inducted.
All right, but let's give this back to the lady here. You know, our only viewer that we have on right now. She wants to talk about Rhea Ripley. Well, let me tell you what. I can't find one of the finer, most beautiful women in the WWE right now who deserves the world title more than Rhea Ripley. And because I'm so fond of my fellow heels, Rhea Ripley is going to tear Charlotte Flair apart, and we're not going to see Charlotte Flair back in the WWE for another 6 months to a year because Rhea's going to kick her ass so bad that Charlotte's going to run and find out Andrade and maybe even run to AEW because oh, Daddy, they don't love me no more in the WWE. They took my title away from me. Fuck you, Charlotte, and fuck the horse you rode in on. You're not a wrestler. The only reason
Keep in mind, we're still on YouTube.
The only reason you're still in WWE is because of your daddy.
Oh.
That's the only reason you're even involved in wrestling is because of your daddy. You can't do anything on your own, unlike your long-lost brother who at least tried the wrestling world without daddy's help.
Which brother? David?
No, Reed.
Reed.
Honestly, I would have loved if his tragic end didn't happen. I could see him being way greater than his daddy.
Well, I can tell my mouth might get me in trouble tonight, so I do apologize.
I was going to say, we apologize to anybody that gets offended during this podcast. Now, Mike, I am in agreement that Rhea Ripley's probably going to win the SmackDown Championship. But my question is, do they do another belt swap afterwards and have Bianca Belair go to SmackDown and then keep Rhea Ripley on Raw?
Depends on where you put Montez Ford.
Well, I mean, if we go by what you said and your prediction are right, and they split the Street Profits up to Montez Ford to SmackDown.
However,
she would follow him to SmackDown because they don't split couples up on WWE.
That's a good point.
However, what if, and this is a big what if, they keep Ford on Raw and put him with MVP?
Well, I mean, that picture that floated around of Omos,
I bet you
Carmelo Hayes, and the Street Profits.
Yep. Either way, I see a heel turn at WrestleMania.
Yeah, but I think Tony's right. I think it'd be better if they split the Street Profits and then maybe turn both Montez and Bianca Belair heel
with a newer, better version of the Hurt Business.
Well, I couldn't do the Hurt Business unless all of them moved over.
Well, it could be the Hurt Business 2.0. Because then it would be based around Omos.
Well, I mean, Carmelo, let's be fair. If Carmelo Hayes is going to be part of the Hurt Business, he's not going to do it for a while because I think they're going to give him the title.
Yeah, Braun Breaker's
stand
ready
and
to be
deliver.
called up.
And if that's the case, then Carmelo Hayes isn't going to be called up for a while.
I'm still waiting for World Warrior Animal's son to debut.
I don't think he's in their developmental anymore.
Maybe he's on the independent
But
circuit.
I think him and I know him and Braun Breaker signed at the same time, but I think he left not long after he signed.
He
Who
left before
knows?
he left before they kicked his uncle out.
Yeah.
Wherever he ends up, I would love. I can see him making a dramatic debut wherever he ends up.
Well, I'm glad you brought up that family because I heard a few weeks ago that from good old JR on his podcast that there's some talk about bringing John Laurinaitis into AEW for like a backstage role or even like maybe an on-screen role, but I don't know if AEW needs John Laurinaitis.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
If that's the case, there goes the neighborhood in AEW.
Yeah, well, you got like People Power 2.0.
And then just then go all the lawsuits and hush money with all the women stars back there.
Yeah.
He was worse with the female talent in WWE than Vince. Oh, actually, no, I take that back. They were both equally matched.
Well, I think they were both in cahoots on that one, but I'm honestly surprised that the Garcia twins' mom stayed with him after that whole thing came out.
Well, you know what they? No, I forgot. We're live. I can't. I gotta censor myself.
Didn't Michael Head, World Warrior Hawk, have a kid?
No, I don't think so.
Now going back to NXT for a minute.
Okay.
I've been hearing rumors that they're getting ready to pull The Rock's daughter away from schism and repackage her.
For one, I don't think they need to repackage her because they waited so long to debut her. And two, she's not ready to be pulled away from the schism yet. She hasn't even had her first match, which she'll have at Stand and Deliver.
No, from my understanding is when I say repackage her, completely name change. Is what I'm saying.
Huh.
And I think that's going to happen after Stand and Deliver.
What?
Because
I know Go ahead.
Go ahead, Nathan.
Go ahead, Pat.
Because I think she's going to outshine.
I know The Rock and...
Yeah.
Okay, sorry about that, guys. I think we're having some technical difficulties. I know The Rock said that he wants her to kind of create her own like path,
Right.
right? So he was happy the fact that they didn't like name him something after him or whatever when they created her name.
You know, at least she's doing it the right way and doesn't ride her daddy's coattails to get to where she was.
Unlike a certain female champion.
That is true. And I actually really like this schism.
You know, I mean, and let's be honest. I mean, Charlotte Flair can't even get her own moveset. I mean, she can't even get her own word. I mean, it's woo figure 4. I mean, come on, be original.
Well, technically the figure 8, but
did I ask you, Nos?
No, but you're getting my opinion anyway.
If I wanted your opinion, I'd go play with your Kenny Omega wrestling doll in your room.
Anytime you want to, it's right there. You just have to fight Kai for it.
Oh, who says I have to fight Kai for it? I'll just give it to him.
Then you got to answer to my mom because she bought it for me.
Oh, I'll just go get you a different one.
So he just secretly switch him out.
How can I secretly switch him out when he's always in the room?
Easy, do it when he's sleeping.
I don't sleep that much.
Or call the front desk and have them take him to the dining hall and then go in and switch them.
They can't. They can't. I give them permission. But getting back to the wrestling stuff, let's talk a little bit about NXT. And thank you to the 3 viewers that we have.
Oh, we grew 3. Oh, cool. And they're all on Nathan Noss's Facebook page. Ooh. Our host can feel the love tonight in that pretty pink dress that he's going to be wearing in August.
Again, I don't know.
Who's in love with the pretty pink Power Ranger that he's going to be watching in April for the 30th anniversary special.
Again, one, I don't know if it's going to be a pink dress. One, I don't even know if I'm wearing a dress because there's still a chance I could get them all right.
You chose Dolph Ziggler for the Battle Royal, dude.
And there's too many big men in that
You
match.
lost.
There's still a chance.
You chose Dolph Ziggler for the Battle Royal, man. Not even a big man. Oh, I want Dolph Ziggler.
No, but what I said last night. Look at last year when they had Madcap Moss win. Nobody thought he was going to win it either.
Hey, Tony, I just realized the reason Nathan chose Dolph Ziggler, what was he with before he was Dolph Ziggler, Tony?
Oh, wait a minute. I know why he chose Dolph Ziggler so much. Because he loves pink. That's right. Dolph Ziggler used to wear pink trunks back in the day, and he was with a cheerleading group.
That's right. The Spirit Squad. That's why Nathan chose Dolph.
Give me a dress!
No,
Yay! Give me a dress! Yay! Give me a dress! Yay!
I can't. First of all, I chose Dolph because it's the last thing anybody would have thought of.
Yeah,
so it's going to make it even sweeter when he wins. And I can say I told you so.
Still, if they keep Bobby Lashley in, I would have to give it to Bobby Lashley. If they pull Bobby Lashley to take on Brian Cage, like they're thinking, or Wardlow, whichever one that they're thinking of, and I can't remember which one it was. I think it was Wardlow.
Well, one, it's not going to be Wardlow. Because Wardlow's still under contract with AEW.
Unless something's being worked out with Tony, between Tony and Triple H, to allow Triple H to have a couple of wrestlers to come in and be part of WrestleMania. We don't know.
I would highly doubt that. Because what would Tony Khan get in return?
Somebody to come in and upset MJF.
Now, here's how I would be an interesting way for Bobby Lashley to get eliminated from the Battle Royal. If you're still trying to build intrigue to the fact that there's a possibility that Bray Wyatt could be at WrestleMania, if WWE still trying to build the mystique behind that, even though we all know that it's probably going to be somebody else. Wouldn't it be interesting if, like, the lights went out and then, like, Uncle Howdy drug me out of the Battle Royal?
Yeah, that is a good point.
Okay. You two play nice. I'll be back in a minute.
That is a good point, Nathan. But I really believe what I saw on Facebook, the poster was Wardlow and not Brian Cage. And then underneath it said,
well, the one I saw yesterday, really don't,
30.
anything
Anything is possible.
anything can happen. Yeah, anything can happen in wrestling, but I really don't think Tony Khan would go that far to promote another company's biggest event unless he got something massive in return.
The only thing I can think of that Tony Khan could benefit from it is a double for open forbidden door. Some of his wrestlers come in and compete in WWE. Some of WWE goes in and competes with AEW.
The only problem I see with that is if you have AEW have people go into Raw and then have WWE talent go over to Dynamite, people are going to make too many comparisons to the Invasion angle of 2001.
That is a good point. I guess we'll just have to wait and see what happens starting Friday night. Although I won't be watching SmackDown right away because I'm actually going to go to the movies Friday night.
Are you going to go see Champions?
Yes, I am.
Nice. So let's talk about Dragon Lee for a minute in NXT.
To be honest, I think Dragon Wesley is way over his head, and I think Dragon Lee's going to take it.
I do too. I think it'll all depend for me though. For like, if I'm 100% on who the winner of the Battle Royal tonight on NXT is. I have a feeling that it's probably going to be Axiom.
Yeah, Axiom has a chip on his shoulder right now, which is benefiting him.
Well, yeah, and the fact that they've had Axiom interrupt the fact that they had Axiom interrupt To me, says it's probably going to be Axiom, but again, it's hard to pick in a battle royal. And honestly, like you guys keep saying, that's probably going to be the match for the bet that does me in. The other match I'm interested in tonight is that last chance triple threat with the women. Between Ivy Nile, Indy Hartwell, and Sol Ruka.
That's gonna be an interesting one. It's supposed to be a 6-way, huh?
Yeah, and the winner of the match tonight will be the last member in the match.
I'm predicting another participant's going to be added to that match.
Well, we'll get to that in a minute because I've heard the same thing. But my pick for the triple threat is probably Sol Ruka. They've been pushing Sol Ruka like really heavy as far as being like the next up and coming.
Oh my God! Talking about an awesome finisher.
I know, right? That like
Vader bomb flip
into an RKO.
Yeah, that Vader bomb into an RKO. Oh my God! What an awesome maneuver.
I believe she calls it the Soul Snatcher.
I can see that name sticking.
Just like somebody's going to come and snatch your soul, right, Nos?
Well, I got to have one first.
That's right. You sold yours to me a long time ago.
No, I sold it to somebody else a long time ago. That's why I stayed in the relationship as long. It took me a long time to get it back, though.
But the surprise entrance into the 6-way, well, I believe it's going to be a 7-way now at Stand and Deliver, is going to be San Perez.
Yeah, I've been hearing that one too, which will absolutely make our other which is Tonette, go absolutely insane. Because that's one of her favorite wrestlers.
Unless Shawn Michaels turns the triple threat into a fatal 4-way.
It's possible, but why would you do that when you can have the shock and awe value at Stand and Deliver?
Yeah, that's a good point.
He's actually been making some good points today and actually making a lot of sense, unlike all the other podcasts that we've done.
I know, I must be on a roll today.
The match between Chase U and Schism, I have to go Schism.
Well, yeah, by the way, I love the way you say Schism. Sounds like a rap group, but that's another story for another day. And that one's actually at Stand and Deliver.
Yeah.
We have
I'm with you. I think, and we'll get into that when we do the Stand and Deliver. My Facebook page is popular today.
Yeah, all of our viewers are off of Nathan's Facebook page. Well, that must be a good thing then. Yeah, and again, I apologize for not being my normal self, but I've never ripped Nathan on this new forum. So I thought today would be the day to introduce you guys to my heel character. So the executive producer is going heel today.
And leave a Facebook or in the chat.
So you'll never know what might happen. We might lose Nos for a little bit. We might lose his audio for a little bit. We might even be celebrating a funeral of our dearly beloved host.
Oh, God.
So you never know what I'm gonna do tonight as the executive producer. You know.
On my Facebook page from we just got a comment which I haven't read because I haven't clicked on it then yet, but we got a comment on my Facebook page when you did that from Stanley.
Mr. Stanley, what's up? Here lies Nathan. He was a good man. He was a good host. Thank God he's gone. Oh, just kidding.
Hey! And another comment from Stanley. So, yeah, I think we're going to do our stand and deliver predictions a little later in the week. Isn't that right, Mr. Executive Producer?
It don't damn matter what you think. Is what I say that goes, boy. You understand me?
Yes, I understand. That's why I asked you.
Well, you don't ask. I tell. Remember that. This might be your show, but remember who you hired as your executive producer. Now, let me tell you, boy. Let me tell you. Let me tell you. You better be good to me. You better be good to me, or I'm going to delete you.
Thank you, Foghorn Leghorn.
You're in a wheel with bed.
Okay, now he's going into his Matt Hardy.
You have wheel on your bed? I'm going to take
Actually, I have four of them.
I'm going to take you to the lake of revolution, and I'm going to recreate you. Yes, recreate you. Reincarnation.
Sorry.
We have to have a little funny tonight. We have to have a little funny tonight, but in all seriousness.
All right, to all of our viewers and to the host and the executive producer, I will be right back.
You sounded like a combination between Matt Hardy and Yoda.
Good. Maybe I'm creating a new persona. Maybe I'm creating a new persona. Maybe it'll work. Maybe it might be the new me. Who knows? But to answer your question, yes, we have 2 more prediction shows to do this week. We have Stand and Deliver, and we've got the ROH Super Card of Honor.
Yes, we do. My apologies for breaking down, but that was the mental pictures I got in my head of like Yoda sitting in the little like Sir Hardy's cloak on. Oh. So I keep hearing all week that CM Punk wants to come back to AEW, and CM Punk wants to come back to AEW. And for the viewers out there who have been following this podcast for a long time, you know that Tony and I are big fans of Tony Khan and the way that he runs AEW. But I'm begging you, Tony Khan, put this thing to rest. Either tell us he's coming back and deal with the blowback if he does, or say that he's released from his contract. Because this whole, like, half the roster saying no, half the roster saying yes, if CM Punk going on there and bashing Tony Khan on Moxley and Chris Jericho. You know, I mean, somebody's got to pick a direction here. You know what I mean? I mean, to me,
yeah.
Go ahead.
No, you're on a roll, and then I'll put my 2 cents in on CM Punk.
To me, CM Punk needs to be released from AEW and then retire from wrestling. What the hell? Pat, did you log in on your computer again?
No, I did not. My phone is about to die, and I had to log on my iPad.
Oh, okay. Anyway, CM Punk needs to leave AEW, and he needs to just retire because you can't have somebody go into it when half your roster doesn't want to work with them as far as AEW goes. And even though WWE would be, would want him for the ratings and the money he might be able to generate, you're telling me that WWE would want that kind of headache because he'd try to pull the same thing again like he did before. And who's to say that the people that are wrestling for WWE haven't kept there and don't want to work with him anyway? Okay, I'm done. So, Tony, your thoughts?
This CM Punk thing's a very touchy subject. At one point, he is good for the business because he's a draw. He brings people and puts butts in the seats, as good old Tony Schiavone likes to say. But on the other hand, the dude's a cancer and needs to actually start realizing that, there's more about this business and more about life than him and his piddly little shit that goes on. Boo-hoo. I was supposed to lose to John Moxley in a Rocky move. You don't ever watch the Rocky movies? Don't you do research before you do your matches? I mean, come on, CM Punk. Come on, Phil. Really? Yes. He's not even CM Punk no more. He's Phil Brooks. That's right. He doesn't even deserve his stage name anymore. He, did he really get attacked by the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega? Or did he start it himself? Maybe everybody should quit defending CM Punk for all these actions that had happened and actually blame him for once. Blame him for the things that he's actually done. He held the WWE hostage and took off the World Championship.
It's a very, very valid point. And what was interesting from that since deleted tweet that he put out about not wanting to lose not wanting to do the Rocky 3 ending and stuff like that. He said that Tony Khan knew he wasn't cleared, but wanted him to go out and compete in anyway. Nothing in Tony Khan that we know about Tony Khan since he's ran AEW has shown that he would be the promoter or that type of person. So that should honestly, like Tony said, show you the type of person that Phil Brooks is. Because if you have to run somebody's reputation down just to keep your name relevant in the business that you say you love, then that's just low.
No, and I agree. It's low in every form of the word. I don't know what Phil's problem is, but he doesn't deserve to be a professional wrestler anymore. You know, maybe he should go back to his MMA days. Oh, wait a minute. He wasn't even a good MMA fighter. He lost every match he was in. That's right. Maybe he ought to just retire and maybe write children's books or something. No, maybe not, because children might not even like him. I know. Why doesn't he go back and become an ice cream maker? Because that seems to be the only thing that he's ever sold successfully was ice cream and T-shirts.
Ice cream and T-shirts with his face on it. Yes, I agree with that.
And I'll take that one step further. I think the only member of his family right now that has any value in the wrestling business is AJ Lee.
That is a valid point.
And what he'll probably do is he'll probably go and film another like show with Stephen Amell. Because I do believe Heels has been gone for a while. Or he'll try to get on to another B-rated horror movie.
I'm sorry, but CM Punk is not a good actor either. Rey Mysterio Sr., Rey's uncle, was a way better horror actor than he will ever be.
Yeah, and I have to agree with Pat on that one. Because even the character that he played, which I actually really enjoyed, he didn't do a very good job on that either.
I mean, Kane did a better job as a horror villain than CM Punk.
Of course he did. Look at that face. He looked like a giant version of Uncle Fester.
Uh-huh. I mean,
wow.
I mean, we're talking about wrestlers being in movies. You cannot exclude Mark Galloway when he co-starred with Hulk Hogan.
Yes, and he's even got on record of saying this is the only thing he regrets in that movie is the first time ever anybody saw anything about Mark Calloway before he even got into WWE. He was the bounty hunter in Suburban Commando. And he had that incredibly high voice online in the whole movie.
But still, Undertaker was better than CM Punk.
Well, yeah.
Hell, even the Fizz is a better actor than CM Punk.
Whew, and that's setting the bar kind of low.
And I hate the Fizz.
Talking about the Fizz.
Even
though he claims that he is the Marine franchise, no, I disagree. Yes, he was in multiple Marine episodes of the series, but John Cena is the franchise of that series.
I would have to agree with that because I've always been in the belief that like whoever does the first movie should be called the franchise of because without that first movie being successful, there would have been no movies for the Miz to do in the first place.
That's exactly right.
But who carried on the franchise after Cena decided not to do it again, though?
The Miz.
The Fizz. The Fizz. Not the Miz, the Fizz. So yes, therefore you're both correctly wrong, The Fizz is the franchise because he carried the show on. Damn, I don't believe I just said that.
And I will give the. I am very entertained by the Fizz on his Miz and Fizz's reality show.
You mean the Miz and the Mrs.?
No, you're wrong. It's the Fizz and the Mrs. reality show.
No. The reason I said that, the Miz and the Mrs., it's not the Miz and the Mrs., it's the Mrs. and the Mrs. Change the Z's to S's.
Well, we are just bulbs in her purse, and she controls the money, so. But the thing is, I'm entertained by that show. I
have to admit, the Miz and Mrs. is actually a pretty good reality show.
Although I am intrigued to see the new one that's coming out on E! With Bianca Belair and Montez Ford.
That'd be interesting.
So I am really looking forward to all the shows this week, especially Stand and Deliver and WrestleMania. Unfortunately, personally, I won't be able to watch Supercard of Drive to Honor Club. But the Eddie Kingston Claudio match should be amazing, mainly because there is legitimate heat between those two.
Okay. But anyways, this thing's gotten off rails for a little bit, so let's take a 30-second break so we can all get our bearings back. And what should we... And we'll finish our show after this.
And we're back. So, any other topics that you guys want to tackle tonight? Pat?
I just would like to know when you want to do your Stand and Deliver predictions. I know the sixth and final person for that women's match.
Yeah, probably. What are you thinking, Tony? Maybe like Thursday for the Stand and Deliver predictions?
We should probably do Stand and Deliver maybe... Well, here's my thought. The ROH ones is the first. That's going to be Friday night.
Right. That's the 31st.
And Stand and Deliver is the first after WrestleMania or before WrestleMania. So we can do one more little comedic strip thing tomorrow night if we want, and then we can do a double prediction show on Thursday. Seems how Thursday is just kind of a dead wrestling day except for Impact. No offense to Impact, but it is kind of a dead wrestling day.
Right.
And then Friday is going to be a busy night because you've got SmackDown, you've got the pay-per-view, and you've got the WWE Hall of Fame all in that same night. So
Hall of Fame.
So we wouldn't want to do
and Rampage.
Oh, and Rampage. So we wouldn't want to do a prediction show Friday night and take away from the action of Friday night on WrestleMania week.
Are you sure Rampage is going to be on Friday night with the?
Yes, it's back to its regular scheduled time.
Okay.
It was told that Saturday.
Okay. Yeah, I won't be on Friday night because, like I told Nathan, Tony, I'm going with Stanley and Sheila to go see Champions. Maybe we can make that. Actually, no.
No, that's fine. That's fine, Pat. We can swing that one. But yeah, Tony, Thursday works really well for me on the two prediction shows.
Same here.
Okay, sounds good.
I do want to say thank you to our sponsors. The CARE program, which stands for Community Action Reaching Everybody. And then Bruce W. Nichols Painting for all your painting needs. Look him up. There'll be a commercial for coming soon for Bruce Nichols Painting. We just got to put it together. And thank you for everybody that's watching. Coming up, we have Wesley on the 16th of April. And WCWC manager, legendary manager, and current manager of the hottest faction in the Pacific Northwest, Hellbound. Mr. Tubbs. And then we have some things we're working on for May. So once we get those dates locked in, we'll bring those dates to you. Anything you guys want to add before we...
All I want to say is to all of our listeners and to you, Nate, stay hydrated. Because I predict this weather is going to start changing and get hotter and hotter.
I always stay hydrated. But thank you for that advice. Tony, anything you want to...
Well, let me tell you something here, Mr. Noss. It's my honor always to come on this show with you and be your executive producer. And fans, yes, I know I was being a little bit of a heel tonight, but, you know, I love that man with all my heart. He knows I'm just picking on him. Or does he? Or am I really not?
No,
or am I really not picking on him?
No, I do know you. It's just an all good fun.
That is the serious question. However, if I didn't care for him, I would have deleted him many years ago. And as long as I haven't deleted him, he must still be in my good graces.
All right, and on that, yes. On that note, everybody have a good night, and we will see you tomorrow.
We bid you adieu. Bang!